At Currys, we're doing everything we can to help you save energy.
Because when you save energy, you save money too.
With Google Workspace, apps like Docs, Drive, Gmail, and Meet are connected and in one place, so your
I was interested in, so what I did was I got the image right away, used the leader extra, flash the image across to it, and I set it up in. The first image I corrupted would work, but then I realised I didn't select eject on the musical I took the SD card out. Well, no, I've not heard much activity. I haven't charged the handheld up, so I've just been monitoring on 2 or 3 minutes and the results of the cards. And actually triggered so I was going
because he replied, only very briefly, which I didn't expect really, but I knew that his aircraft had landed okay and on time, maybe a few minutes beforehand, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Done the business, and more to the point, to make sure that my Moonpig card for my grandson, his son, had it with him, to take with him across for his son's 21st birthday, which is, I think, Thursday. I don't know, don't quote me, doesn't matter. So, and I got a very brief reply like, yup, that's what I wanted. I didn't expect a reply. Anyway, I'll waffle on. Got things to do with, Bob. But once again, it's good crack. Your audio is sounding really good on this. And there's nobody else lurking at the moment. They might be listening, that's fine. But that's it. So I shall press on with what I was, I think, intending to do. Not too sure, Bob. Have a look over my shoulder now, see what the hell I was doing. Back to you for one more. Geez, only mine's out.
Seconds. Call for 5. And then pass it on. Bella's decided that she wants to have a word tonight, but we've got an advanced check-in GW4GJA. So I think and everything's all good. So that advanced check-in is GW4GJA. I've put it in now. So if you'd like to be number 2 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
2 Whiskey 1. south, and still as wet as up north.
Oh, our apologies, guys, if we interrupted the net. Bob, catch you another time. And back to the Welsh Net. Didn't hear anything coming through from them, but there is now. Catch you later, Bob. Good evening, good night. G75 Delta clear.
Yeah, G0IMD2E0RCH. No, I didn't hear any other stations, just myself and you. Sorry about that, guys, the Welsh. I'll DK now and let you continue on.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, not a problem there. G0IMD2E0RCH, we don't bite, you can join us. It's linked up to your side, into our network. Darryl does put, he does put little announcements out there, but maybe he needs to increase those announcements beforehand, and then make you aware that every Saturday night it connects over for the Wales Ragchew Net. And of course, yeah, it's streaming live on YouTube as well. And we get a few people in. So I've got GW4GGA in my log, I've got 2W1TR Twitter, I got you there. And of course, anybody who does want to join from CQ Northwest, that's the reason why Darryl connects it over. So if you'd like to be number 3 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, Michael in London, Tennessee, United States of America.
West Wales on the same peninsula.
Okay, we had a slight double situation there, but I did get Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, and Bob MW0RHD. He's coming in via WiresX. So if you'd like to be number 5 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
W0VOG, Steve in Penarth in South Wales. Good evening, Chris. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks very much there. I got you in there, Steve. We'll see if anyone else is there. Of course, we were slightly busy this morning, well, this afternoon, shall we say. We had quite a few of us, including the VK. Bob was here. We had somebody using Simon's Gateway. Of course, Andy, 2W0APD, was with us, and Steve, W7SMA. He might have fallen asleep, but he can get in via Echolink now. So, if you'd like to be number 6 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
G0UZ, Rod in Cambridge.
Thanks very much there, Rob. Got you in the log, not a problem. If anyone would like to be number 7, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, there we go. We had an advanced check-in and just over the threshold. So we're going to go up to the top of the list. We're going to hopefully hope that Ken is going to go to G. So over to you. Wonder what you've been up to there, Ken. And of course, you haven't been on the radio for a while. We did catch up just.
Yes, good evening to everybody, GW4GJA. Yeah, I was just going to say that I've got the YouTube here, well, on the netbook, and that's about... But yes, I haven't been up for a time, really. We've had illnesses, and life hasn't been too good, and we haven't been convenient to come up. We've had visitors, and it goes on and on and on. We've been away. All adds up. But I haven't been on the Zello net either for yesterday briefly. But I should go back on Monday. But we're doing all sorts of things otherwise. Antenna changes here, HF. I'll be rebuilding a transceiver I knocked up some time ago, made out of junk, really. Well, it's all a fairly standard type circuitry arrangement, but I used to use it on data mode, but I chucked it all out, re-going in the garage earlier on, drilling holes. I decided to put an LC, because it's all coming out of my head. I haven't got any straight in with a soldering line, basically. And I keep changing my mind with things, and I've had to strip the front panel out, take all the controls off to cut an oblong shaping for an LCD display. And I've got an onboard ITX motherboard as well. That's all working with Linux Mint. And okay, so that's what I'm playing around with at the moment in the shack. Otherwise, I've been changing the antenna systems. I've got a multi-band delta loop I put up now. That was an idea of mine. Then I found out a multi-band delta loop is quite common. I didn't realise there was lots of designs around. Anyway, it's my own design. It works, and I'll stick to that. It's based on the theory: the more wire you have up in the air, the greater the capture area is. I remember I remember talking to the late G5RV, Louis Perney. Louis. He said to me, always remember that the more wire you have up in the air, he said, the greater the capture area. People seem to forget that. And then, so I thought, well, based on that theory, I'll do that. Rather than all I should say, on the end of it. But it's working, that's the main thing, and I can't believe what I have worked so far. I'm hearing countries I've never heard before. So the radiation angle is obviously pretty good. Anyway, that's what we've been up to recently. Back to you there, Chris. Guys, I hope you're all okay. I don't know what you're doing. Are you still in England, I wonder? From GW4GJA. Welcome to everybody else.
Week on Sunday. Of course, the airport stuff was me on Monday. I went down to the airport and met a couple of guys down there. Yeah, that was all good. And of course, yeah, Donna's birthday, so I made her a cake. She didn't know I was making it. Very nice it was, fresh cream. So that's a little bit about me. Oh, and I was following a car, and I thought it was Steve 2W0VOG. Because of the number plate, so that picture was in my library, so it's gone up there into there as well. It's a so we go around to 2W1.
Sure, Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo. Yeah, I might not be all the way through because I've got problems. And now got a few blood clots in my lungs, so I get a bit breathless. So yeah, I haven't been on for quite a while, so I'm probably going to sit back and listen to what the topics are because they're bound to change. Except for one, somebody's bound to bring up food. Oh, I just brought up food. Proper Italian ravioli with old what's his name? in the hood. So this is 2 Whiskey 1 Tango Echo Romeo, handing you back to control.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, not a problem there, and I will mark you as listening then, as you said, you're just going to be listening. Unless not, when I call for more check-ins, you can key up and tell me, keep you in. But of course, yeah, the net goes out, you are marked as listening there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go round to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. He already saw the cake, he saw it on the day I made it. Over to you there, Michael.
Well, thank you, Chris. This is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa from Lebanon, Tennessee, United States of America, where it's about 34 degrees today. Serious, warmly. The summer is not fading into the past. We're getting a really warm day today, actually for the next couple of days. And I want to wish Donna a happy 21st birthday. It's not every year that a woman turns 21, and she's at the peak of her life. So I want to wish her a happy birthday. I started to do it earlier in the week. But I hope she has a great birthday. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chris, and we'll enjoy the good net today. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, thank you there, Michael, and yeah, that's all good. Donna's not here at the moment. I hope she hasn't gone to Bristol. In a minute. The boys decided that they were going to bikes and take their bikes with them. They got on the train this morning, went early this morning. Yeah, they decided to come home, bus replacement service, can't get the bikes on. Yeah, so I hope she hasn't disappeared off to Bristol. Hopefully she is just with the other son, Joshua, who's gone back to work today. Of course, he works in a pub, so she'll be drinking. So we'll go round to Bob, MW0RHD. Round to you there.
M7CCS, W.D.R.G, Chris and everybody else on the net this evening. It's been a long time since I've been on here, and yeah, it's good to be with you all this evening. To report, to be honest with you, I go on for quite a few hours of what's been going on over recent months, but it wouldn't be of any interest to you at all. Very, very slim over the past few months. I think the last time I was really, really active was when we were over at Ireland, where I was testing out my 705. Done a couple of other activations of different things since then, but yeah. Family issues have kept me away from the radio for quite some time. But Dawn and I are taking a bit of those things and enjoying what we do. Plenty not being called to deal with family things. But there we go. Family comes first for everything, doesn't it? Always has and always will do. But there we go. That's it. That's all for me for now. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, Mike Whiskey 0, Romeo Hotel Delta, Bob.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yep. Well, make sure that, yeah, you keep the WiresX way in, because, yeah, that is the clearest I've ever seen you there, Bob. I'm just turning my own live stream up there and trying to check for echoes. Commented echoes yet, but I saw something tail end after I actually finished talking there. Yeah, thanks very much there, Bob. And yeah, that's very delayed, isn't it? To Steve, 2W0VOG, round to you there.
W0VOG returning. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, happy birthday to Donna. And I hope those boys are all right over there. How are they going to get home? Perhaps I'll have to lock on the bus and go back for them tomorrow or something. Maybe they could cycle all the way home. It's a bit of a long way. Yeah, when I used to live in Chepstow once, and I got stuck getting home. I got a bus to, and then walked the rest of the way across the bridge, and that to where I lived in Chepstow. So that was quite an experience walking over the bridge. How much it wobbles when the traffic's going over it. That was the old bridge, of course, not the new one. The bridge that gave us all a lot of trouble. It used to be a nightmare because they were always doing something to enclose in one side of it and that sort of thing. Anyway, yeah, Monty, good evening to you. Sorry to hear you've got extra health problems. Hope that clears up soon. I've not been doing much radio, just usual bits of FTA. Link to radio is I'm the secretary of my local club, the Barry Amateur Radio Society, and it's our AGM in 4 weeks. Sorry, just lost the PTT then. And yeah, so I've been busy writing up the minutes. I've lost all my notes. They're somewhere in the house, but I can't find them. But record the whole meeting on a what's name digital whatever they're called, and so I've got a full transcript of it, so I can work from that. Hopefully it's just a bit harder than there's quite a bit of other information missing that are in my notes file somewhere. So good evening to everyone, and so back to you. So M7CCS 2W0. You've been following me in my car, Chris. Back to you.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, no, I don't think I've been following you in your car, but yeah, it reminds me. I did pause the pictures there and leave it up there for a while, so you could see it. But yeah, straight away thought of you, took the picture, and of course, yeah, I knew I was going to do a little bit of a slideshow there on the net, and of course of building the ham clock as well. Because, of course, I have built the ham clock. I put to the screen now I'm talking, it'll correspond. So, yeah, my ham clock there, I can actually remote into it, track the ISF, I can, yeah, live spots, SOTA, one as well, he bought his. But, of course, yeah, it's good that I actually built it there. And, of course, yeah, we've got the SSH pictures provided of the GB1 W.D.R.G. You might be hearing me as that next week. We never know. So don't know what's happening at the minute. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go round to Rod G0 EUZ. Round to you there, Rod. Hopefully the audio is coming out whilst these pictures are showing there. So I'd better go back to the live stream, and I'd better check, hadn't I? So, yeah, if anybody can comment, it'd be a little bit quicker. So, I'm going to now put it round to Rod G0 EUZ.
G0EUZ. Back to the group. Yes, good evening, everyone. He on there, Monty. And yeah, I hope you're feeling better. I couldn't get on the live stream there, Chris. The link just went to a blank page, and it wouldn't come up on YouTube. So I don't know what's going on there. Not a problem to me, obviously. This week I've done some FT8 on 10 meters. But to be honest, there were no new countries there at all. I've worked countries that I've already worked. But I did alright, really. I got quite a few contacts. Not enjoying it. I've been trying to work on this remote access into the ICOM IC7100, and yeah, there's something serious on the network side. It's just you know, continually breaking up, and then throwing me out altogether at times. So I'll have to, you know, do something more with that, try and get it sorted. But it'll end up. I've been here before and given up. You know, but otherwise it's a radio that's sat there doing nothing and never does anything. Because if I go in the shack, I'm usually on the 3000. But there we go, not a problem. So what else is there? No, nothing else at the moment. I'll pass it back to you, Chris. M7CCS G0EUZ.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, if you check your Facebook inbox, I've sent you the correct link. And I've tested it. It went straight there. So it is the correct link. I know that one of them crashed because, yeah, I made a bit of a mistake. I pressed the stream button before I should have. Yeah, and it was going for about 30 minutes. So I deleted the video, but it was easy enough to make a new stream key and everything for this Ragchew. But yeah, it all works, and that. And we'll see if anybody else would like to join us for the Wales Ragchew Net. If you would, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, nothing heard there, and yeah, there's quite a bit of latency there between the live stream and me there. I have noticed, but of course, yeah, me watching it back, I think I'm going to get quite a bit of latency, because of course, yeah, I'm streaming it out as well, and of course, we're doing everything through the interweb, even the radio, aren't we? So yeah, there's quite a little bit of well, what should we say, data going through the router, isn't there? There was nothing heard, so we will go straight to Ken, GW4GJA, who's also watching the live stream. He says there's a 20-second delay. But yeah, maybe a delay, but at least it does work, and it puts a form of live stream out. Works very well. I can interact, I can share things. So over to you there, Ken, GW4GJA.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just listening to you. There's quite a big delay, yeah. Anyway, one of those things. It's all working, that's the main thing. And it's good. Yes, okay with everything there. Yeah, yeah, happy birthday to Donna. I know she's not there, so but I hope she gets back home all right with what's happening with the bike and so on. I haven't been to the store for some time. But somebody mentioned food. Oh yeah. Well, a wife's an ex-chef anyway, but she tried something she saw on TV the other day, and so we had roasted cauliflower with all sorts of other things. It was very nice, I must admit. We had some chicken as well, but very, very good, very good. And so on. Well, she thought she'd give that a go. We have done similar in the past, but that was some years ago. Yeah, so it's some weeks there's only 2 or 3 of us there, and another week it can be crowded, but it's not very often it's crowded. It's got very depleted nowadays, the club, and it's a bit of a shame. I had a chap suddenly knock on my door one day. He's from EE, but he wasn't here because of EE. He was here because he saw my antennas and he's inquiring. An aerial set up his home. He's exams, but he bought himself nowadays a crane machine, and so he's got that. So I put him in touch with the PMR because even the way to use, but it's better than nothing. So he's got a flower pot antenna somebody made for him. He's the other side of the Mercer, but I can hardly hear him anyway. Even with my outside antenna, not very good signal at all. So whether he'll come into ham radio or not, I don't know. Considering he works for EE, he's not very technically minded at all. He must be just qualified to do that specific job of installing modems, and that's it. But it doesn't Sky, and if he's willing to learn, he should do all right. He's upgraded the firmware on his radio, so he knows what he's doing there. So that's one good sign. But anyway. For a few days, we've got a renaming ceremony, which is another story. It's to do with adopted grandson via fostering. My son's been doing fostering. Parents don't want the fostered child, but there we are. So it's going to have a renaming ceremony. My brother-in-law, Reverend Bob Good, is going to be doing the service, so he's coming down from Lincolnshire. And he'll be there to do the service. That way, I'm in care. That's happening at the end of the month. I mustn't waffle on. Back to you there, Chris, from GW4GJA.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Now it was me thinking second delay, and it keeps popping at the entire on the direct XLX, yep, you were coming through, not a problem. You timed out. So chucking the time out up on there. But of course it's also when someone actually does time out. You can get a timeout even if you time the WiresX out. Yeah, 180 seconds is 3 minutes. I don't know if my maths is right, but someone once told me that. But yeah, let's say it says 3 minutes on the WiresX side, and it says up to about 180 seconds on the hotspot side. And of course, it looks like Ken's got, well, of course, yeah, the Echolink, it'll just keep going. And of course, yeah, the Echolink is set to 240. So, yeah, that's not entirely your fault. I will mention it. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it, well, Twitter is just listening, I believe. He didn't pop up when I called for check-ins. He's on the live stream, so, yeah, he is just listening. So we're going to go around to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
5 Romeo India Papa, and I did have to turn the
live stream sound off. There was a couple of people that were coming in very staticky, and yes, there is about at least 10 seconds, but probably closer to 20-second delay. It was kind of messing me up when I was listening to my radio and looking at the live stream too. My mind can't do two things at one time like that with a delay. So I just turned all volume down. I'm just watching the video itself. And let's do some food porn. We'll go ahead. One of the nice things about having a wife that has been through culinary school, she has friends that also went through culinary school with her. There was a gentleman that has a baking business not too far from our house. He brought her several bits of goodies, and so one of them is biscuits. Now, I know these are different biscuits from what you have overseas. These are flaky, nice, what we call cat head biscuits, because they're big biscuits about the size of a cat's head. And yesterday, we took some beef tenderloin and put in the middle of that biscuit, heated it up a little bit, and we had beef tenderloin biscuits. My wife earlier in the week was feeling okay. It was one of the mornings that you can get up and was feeling all right. And she made omelets, and it's maybe a little strange to some people, but she put cheese, spinach, and chopped up brown spam in the omelet. Very tasty for me. I like that kind of thing. I may have done well in Hawaii because they eat quite a bit of spam over there, but I like it over here too. And that's our food porn for right now. And I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
W0NWX will come in, and you'll be reunited with the audio. We've missed Michael's, unfortunately, but yeah, there we go. I'm echoing now, because of course, yeah, we're reunited with audio now, as it goes out for the live stream. But yeah, with Ken's little waffle, that's what I said about there, no longer than the 3 minutes there, because then yeah, it's so of course. A Davis, better late than never. That's 2W0APD, I reckon. But yeah, all good there. So right, what I'm going to do. Sorry, Michael, that happened. I'm going to put it round to Bob. Will probably tell you that yeah, he did lose a couple of overs there, and at the end of Ken's because of that. Yeah, because of that latency there. And of course, that's why the gaps are all important, because of course, yep, the live stream, if you ever see that bar come up, it means there's something wrong. It means like, next bar. If it's not green and transmitting, like it is now, then, yeah, quite literally, that's not transmitting. It means you've timed the WiresX out, basically. So that's why we always say the 6-second gap is important there. I sometimes forget. I've forgotten about it. So yeah, we can't just give ourselves a little slap on the wrist. So I'm going to go round now to MW0RHD.
Yeah, Mike, 7 Charlie Sierra, Mike Whiskey Zero, Romeo Hotel Delta, yeah. I lost quite a little bit of that. I didn't hear Ken at all, nothing whatsoever. But never mind, we're back and we can hear you. And this is going to be my last over. As I stated earlier on, if things stay right, I'll be with you. But yeah, things aren't staying right. So it's not what I don't want to get in. It'd be nice, and I wish I had your competency, Chris, in anything Pi related. I've got an official Raspberry Pi 7-inch with a Raspberry Pi, I think it's a 3 on the back of it, and I did have it kept on going wrong. So I decided I was going to try and do a new image, and I keep on failing. I don't know. I really don't understand this programming lark and SSHing and all the rest of it. I don't understand it. And new things. I just need somebody who's very, very slow and deliberate and but I haven't found anybody that's been successful yet. With a Raspberry Pi, SD card there, all ready to go, but get miserably in actually programming it and getting it work. And yeah, I'm not into buying it. I've got the stuff here. If we could get the image done and made, I'd rather do it myself. I really would. Keep trying to work and what have you. You all best 7-3, and with all things being equal, should work you next. Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, Mike Whiskey 0 Romeo Hotel Delta. Wishing everybody on the Wales Digital Radio Group net thing a very good evening.
Seven Charlie Sierra, 10-second gap deliberately left because I also heard a T&K from cqnorthwest where it connected in. That actually timed out as well when it was timed out. Yeah, unfortunately, I was actually here listening. I was listening to Michael via the live stream. The audio was still going out on the live stream absolutely fine. Yeah. And if you Google Clear Sky Institute /ham clock, and of course, yeah, that's where I got my instructions. I didn't click download. I went over to where it says desktop. Little strings to put it in via the little window, but you do need to pull it to the and update it. But yeah, it's simple for me to say. But yeah, if you suffer like me, and I do admit it with 3-4 times if I'm doing it, yeah, just to make sure I got the correct string. But of course, you can copy and paste the strings and do it that way. But you've got to read it before you put a Y or a no. The common mistake that everyone's making when they're building a ham clock on a Pi is they are clicking a yes where it should be a no, and that is on a, and it asks you if you want to run it headless. So therefore, so we've arranged Steve 2W0 VO.
WD. Thank you, Chris. So your Raspberry Pi. Ooh, that's a bit basic. Yeah, I did look at the thing. So I'll do it. Then ordered one on the internet from Quadra or whatever it's called. Took the easy way out. So there we are. Well done, Chris. Yeah, I saw the car. I've been looking at a lot of cars. Although the wife doesn't want to. She's being a bit frightened of electric cars. So I think it was, along with the Nissan Leaf, it was one of the first mass-produced electric cars. So there we are. Most of the cars I do like, I can't afford. So I got me petrol one for a year or two more, I think. Always did I think so. A year or two wait might be quite good. Yeah. So let me think. Ken. I was going to say he was helping. That he's listening on a handheld Quansheng or something like that. Let's hope it wasn't too cheap, because it might have explosives in it. You never know. You've got to be careful. Yeah, I think with that, dropping to you, Chris. So M7CCS from 2W0VOG in a group.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, you might have dropped a bomb there, but of course, yeah, it wasn't cheap radios, was it? But they were discontinued radios, nothing to do with ICOM, but you do fear how ICOM is going to fare in sales now after that. But then, you know, they have put an announcement out as well. So it's terrible that that's happened, because essentially they've pinned them on people who they thought their side, and they've set them off. And yeah, not good. But of course, yeah, that's enough on that one there. So we're going to go round to Rod. Oh, well, actually, we go on some down and outs yesterday. It started raining here, driving around. Yeah, we went out for. We actually went out. I can't remember what it's called now. The takeaway. But of course, we went for an Indian about 7 o'clock till about 11:30. Yeah, I had the rose, which was very nice. Of course, we had poppadoms, starters, sauces, even a complimentary drink before we. That was all good. But of course, when we were on the way, there was many roads flooded. By the time that we left, a lot of the flooding had subsided, I should say. So we go around to Rod G0, EUZ.
G0 UZ back to the group. Yeah, that sounds very nice stuff, Chris. Yeah, I'm surprised at the weather. You're saying you have flooding and whatever. We've had no rain this week at all. It's actually been quite nice. A little bit still, you know, bright sunshine all week. You know, walking the dog and what have you. I quite enjoyed it. What I had today, it was shop bought, but that was really nice. I enjoyed it. So on top of my barbecue, smoky barbecue ribs. Yes, very nice indeed. So yeah, on the round clock, yeah, you obviously gone a different way to the way I went. It was an American station downloaded originally, which included round clock, etc. But every time you started it up, it came up with something, you know. Look me up and send me a QSL card or a postcard, and I'll tell you how to stop this coming up. So that was a nuisance, yeah. But otherwise, I mean, it worked fine. It worked fine, and I had it running on a 7-inch touchscreen LCD. It was all right, but I almost never had it switched on. So the idea in buying the Quadra system was to play it back through as a headless unit through whatever that, you know. But unfortunately, like Sutty, we've not managed to do that yet. So I wonder if Steve's managed to do that, work it as a headless unit in a web page. That would be interesting.
Yeah, Mike. Thanks very much there, Rod. And yeah, just in the nick of time then. And of course, yeah, I should just show you a website, Clear Sky Institute, where you click over to the top, where it gives you all the little hamstrings. Of course, yeah, being on YouTube, this is replayable, so you can fast forward to this point if you remember. I just go to my dashboard, yeah, it's the 56-minute point, yeah, just before. So if you write that down, and yeah, you can replay it. What we could do is, on one of the Thursday nights for W.D.R.G, we could plan it for a couple of months' time after router and everything like that. Enable everyone to get a Pi, get their SD card and all that kind of thing. And of course, yeah, we can build it in two kind of ways. And yeah, you can build via any other PC, or you can build it so to work with a screen. We could all go along and all save ourselves some money with a hand clock. I'm happy to do that. If no one has a YouTube video of building it, I've got some leads at the moment, but yeah, there's some food porn. I've got a great big pizza. I don't know what it actually is. Josh has bought it for me. So, and yeah, update on the boys. Still, I believe. Anybody else would like to check in to the Wales Ragchew Net, if you would, go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over. And I did see a key up from Twitter, so he might pick up the mic.
Yeah, I'm back in for a quick one. I've got a few questions if anybody's... Well, I'll ask the question, and then when you give a shout out.
Okay. So yeah, I will reinstate you so that you're back in play, and you'll see that appear on the live stream. You'll go back into play, and yeah, we'll see if anybody else would like to get in. For your call sign, name and location, and an over.
Two Whiskey Zero, Alpha Papa Delta, and yeah, busy evening was having team family, so now I'm free. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Thanks very much there. I can see another call sign as well. MW7 SME as well. So yeah, he's just come into the Echolink. So yeah, I don't know if you can check in, but I've put him in as number 8 anyway. So yeah, I've already got you there, and what we do is we just called in. So what we do is would like to log into call sign, name and location. Okay, nothing heard. So what we do is we'll go round to Andy, and then we try and go to yeah, Steve. Thanks to you there, Andy. I thought you were all chatted out after this afternoon there, but of course, yeah, it was people talking on the network again, and of course, yeah, embraced it there. I had 2 jobs to do. One was take the bed off, wash it and get it dry, and the other one was to shampoo the whole carpet. So what we're going to do now is we will go round to Andy 20.
2 Whiskey Zero, Alpha Papa Delta, return to the net. Yeah, thanks for that, Chris. Yeah, it's good talk earlier. I did say walk the dog, but it got a bit chaotic then, and things are a bit out of order and chopping and changing, so I'm not sure what happened. You're probably calling for me, but I was going to have to walk the pup. Yeah, it's her birthday today, so 4 years old today, so... yeah, she's had a fun, interactive day, and as I said, I was busy rebuilding sort of cars and the local guys, and managed to fix one. Another one is still being a bit stubborn, but yeah, I don't know why they've got these nesting screens. They've just made it more challenging, but yeah, you know, it was fun talking about hand clock and stuff earlier, and yeah, I still and just grid tracker and the PSK reporter, and I keep revisiting hand clock, but I haven't built anything from a Pi or whatever to run remotely. I just run it in a sort of a VM instance on my laptop, back and forth to it if I need it. But yeah, I think the advantages of sort of grid tracker is it's when you get live feeds of what nodes are connecting where. It's very feature. But yeah, I think that's enough for me. I'll pass it back to the rest of the group now. Cheers, guys, from 2 Whiskey Zero, Alpha Papa Delta.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much, Aaron. Yeah, you did disappear this afternoon, but yeah, we still carried on going. But it was all good there, even Hans stayed up even later. So we'll try and go to Steve. I'll find out if he had an afternoon nap. He did say he might have a nap. MW7SM.
M7CCS. Yeah, Chris, I'm a bit late doing wee food because I had a kip. So I won't hang around listening. I haven't tried to sort out the O2 radio yet, trying to get on. Because I know I'm gonna have a late night tonight, and I'll lay in tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just listening. I don't know most of these guys. It's been a while since I've been on. Hopefully we can get the well, it's not 2356 anymore, is it? W.D.R.G, isn't it now these days? But hey, Chris, put it back out yet. I'll just be listening. All the listeners there. I'll catch you later. NW7SMA, standing by, listening.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, not a problem there, Steve. Just marked who was listening. I'm going to wait till Ken comments on the YouTube again because he did write on there, got a phone call, standby, so I marked him as listening. So, yeah, it's Barang to Monty. He's said to reinstate him, 2W1 TER.
Yeah, 2 Whiskey 1 Tango Romeo there. Any of the folks been out Shrewsbury way and that? I fancy a couple of days stay in that Darwin's house. My mate put me on to listening in Darwin and all that natural history and stuff. And the books and stuff he'd have in the house and the objects and that. And they're in town or tavern around town or anything. I'm just going to probably stay in the hotel and pop across the cafe or restaurant. I don't know. I've got an idea of dressing up like in my tweeds and pretending it's Jeeves and Worcester's time, and just sit in the drawing room in one of those posh armchairs, looking through papers and books and looking at stuffed animals and stuff. But if anybody's been out that way, let me know. But They can always be different when you walk through the door. There was something else I was going to ask as well. Yeah, I got one of them pies with a built-in big sort of 7-inch monitor screen, and I built it for a music centre, but the software and it's just gone rubbish. So I've just been sat on the seat for the last year doing nothing. But I was looking at a hand clock and that either. On the stereo doing nothing at the moment, and it was all digital radio and stuff. It was interesting to hear different. Timed out, yay! And but this is a shame just to have it sat there wasted. And now I don't use the radio anymore. I can't talk, so I've had to drop all my antennas down because of the weather. But yeah. Anyway, 2 Whiskey 1 Tango, Echo Romeo, handing back to control.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, that's why you came in, didn't it? You wanted to hit the time, mate, didn't you? But, yeah, it's all good. It was a little bit delayed as well, because I wasn't waiting for it. But, yeah, you did hit the time, mate, there, and you got the time, mate, bar. N6UTC is listening on the side as well. So, yeah, it's good to see End Daphne with radio. But, yeah, all good there. So we're going to go over to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Thanks, Chris. Is this Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa? And maybe I'm coming through, maybe I'm not. I don't know. It seems like the things are a little bit strange today. But we'll travel along with it. This last week, we had a similar storm earlier in the week and kind of hampered a lot of my connections, but I've been on FT8 this week, also in Parks on the Air. I've got almost 600 QSOs on Parks on the Air now, covering about 382 different parks. So that seems to be going pretty good there. And I've been enjoying it. You can meet a lot of different people, especially when we're doing a single sideband, but some of those are my FT8s that I meet up on with Parks on the Air. But that's what I've been doing this week. And like I say, today was a little bit slow this morning as far as FT8 goes, but it's picked up this afternoon, especially 10 meters. So with that, I was going to tell Stephen, you don't have to go just the electric car route. We decided to get my wife and I decided to get a retirement car, something we could pay off just before she retired, and we bought a Hyundai Tucson, which is a hybrid, half electric, half gas. So it runs on the batteries during part of the time, and when it does run on gas, it charges the batteries. So it's a nice option, and we've really enjoyed the car so far. Like I said, we'll have it paid off. Well, we're probably pay off this month because it was coming up the time when we would have been my wife would have been retiring. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there, Michael. And, yeah, retiring, that would be probably, yeah, you'd probably end up filling that time with even more things to do. You go two ways, and you either fill it up with things to do, or, yeah, you lounge. So, yeah, it's all good. And so, yeah. To 2W0 VOG, Steve.
W.D.R.G. Good evening, Michael. I did miss you on the round before, so nice to hear you there. I don't know if you had any food comments, but we missed them. But I think Chris has made up for them. I cooked boiled potato, green peas, and made my own parsley sauce with a red little light source and some partly out of the garden. So there I did a bit of cooking today. And Monty, I think you're back on now. You were wanting to remember the name of the man with the cooking sauces. It's Lloyd Grossman, I think you meant, because you said about his strange voice. Got a very broad New England accent, hasn't he? He actually lives in Old England, in Richmond, in London, where one of my sons lives. And Rob has managed to get the hand clock onto other computers. The answer's no, I'm afraid. I only tried it once. It said, oh, just put the search bar, W.D.R.G thingy, what's name, and I did that, and it didn't work, so I never tried again. So I didn't really try very hard, but I wasn't able to do it. So there we are. I'm quite happy with it on the screen. I've got it on using the actual Quattro computer. The only thing is I don't like about it, but for the money it costs, you can't really complain, can you? So with that, back to you.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, to get your hand clock to go out to another screen, another computer device, it is as easy as typing your IP 8081 live.html, and then you will get to it on your local network. That's how I'm. Of course, my hand clock at the moment, the screen I use for it, the log's on there, and of course, if I actually go to the hand clock tab, that is basically that IP address in a browser. So I could actually turn around now and I can actually click things, and I can take the photo and the photo off there and press OK. And I can go over to the other one. Of course, you can see everything I've got there, even the moon. So of course, so I can actually play with my hand clock, and of course I've got the ISS satellite there. So location there, and yeah, of course I'm putting that out live straight from the browser window with that address in, and got there as well.
Geez, you said. Back to the group, yeah. No, I must admit, yours looks very nice there, Chris. Yeah, interesting. I'm sure I've tried that thing. I'm not sure. Did you have to open 8081 as a port forwarding or not? That would be interesting. I have done anyway, and it still doesn't do it. But yeah, obviously something else to work at. Steve, would you have the same problem as both myself and, you know, so there we go. But now that you say it, you know, for the most part, I would only use it if I was in the shack, and it's almost a separate screen now. And yes, you're right, it's fun, it's very nice, it's very obtrusive. Say FT8, and on the big radio one with the bigger power supply, it probably wouldn't bother me. It's just when there's no noise, it is very nice indeed. So there we go. So yeah, I don't. moment.
Well, I was showing, well, I was actually showing the screen, well, one of them, of the live stream. Of course, yeah, the one that I present everything on, and yeah, I was showing this. I'm going to pronounce this properly because Donna's for obvious reasons when they hear it. So I'm going to say, I was presenting the window for the ham clock, presenting it for that, and see the address there. The 8281 port I did not open. So we go around to Andy, 2W0 APD.
Yeah, yeah, nice little breathing through to the hand clock then. Yeah, it can be fiddly. Yes, no one reads the manuals, do they? They just go what I can use. Sort of in grid track, similar things the hand clock can do. Yeah, lots of different ways to run it. Web server, in the next window, if you run Linux. I haven't been running it in Windows yet. Maybe I should try and do that as a challenge. I don't know. But there's pies and do interesting things with them. Yeah, so always a tough one. Some of them are really into power. It's a challenge to get the cool setup. Goes down that route. But yeah. Next round to the next lad. So thanks, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, my next mission is, yeah, it's a little bit, for holding up a pie, doing the hand clock. It's got more processing power. So I say that, right? But, yeah, it's the mind it goes into. But, of course, yeah, with that application installed on the pie, my next mission is I'm going to put Air Spy on there, and I've got an RT STR32 dongle, and put that on, and then I'll be able to actually, yeah, I'll be able, by doing that, my flight away free, because then it will report all the ACAS and everything else to that pie as well. Yeah, that's the next part of the project on there. So yeah, more to do, and yeah, you can put other ham applications on there as well, and just use it like a normal PC as well, if it's not ham clock, well, a Linux PC, shall we say. And so yeah, we're now going to go round to, I've got to remember where we're going round to now. We're going to go round, well, we can see if anyone else would like to join us. Or 6 UTC is because he was watching on YouTube there, but I put him in as listening on the log. So if you'd like to join in with Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over.
Yeah, I'm back again, Chris. Sorry, I had to disappear. I kept getting back for a minute.
Okay, I've marked you as live again there, Ken. And yeah, we'll see if anyone else is there, and then we'll go around the list, so you will be first. Endaf is just mentioned on YouTube that he's only listening, so we will sort the correct colour. Yep, what we do is see if anyone else does want to call out. Go ahead with your call sign, name and location for the Wales Ragchew Net. Okay, there was nothing heard, so Ken is back. He's had his phone calls. Take it away, GW4GJA. And, yeah, have you got a 3-minute egg timer there? Hi, hi.
I got back at the right moment, isn't it? Oh dear. Right, yes, it's been hectic. I keep getting phone calls, they keep coming through. A hand up or something. I think I looked into that. I had to do a build on it. But I did try that some time ago. But I can't remember that. It was on the Raspberry Pi, I believe. Not sure. It was from this source code, I remember rightly. But anyway. Yes, going back to my, I got, I bought it some time ago on eBay for about £20. It was very cheap. And it came complete with 8 gig of RAM and CPU and a cooling fan. It's all assembled. Fine. So I've now installed it and it works very well indeed. But it's an unusual BIOS. So it's RD, it comes up on the BIOS screen as RD Education. I've never heard of that before, so I don't know what this ITX motherboard was all about. It appears to be an Intel set of it was purchased as a quad core, but it's not a quad core, it's a dual core. Doesn't matter. And it's incredibly fast. It's about 3.5 gigs the speed, and so yeah, I've got a good buy there really. With a Linux Mint on it and a solid state drive. Drive its boots in a few seconds, literally. It's fully booted. Very fast. Whatever I get back into it, I need to change it, but I don't really need to get in it again at the moment, so it's not really a problem. But I've got a power up password on it, which is supposed to be, and it does display on the screen. Hit that for BIOS, and but it doesn't do anything. I tried to have a PS2 keyboard in case, something to do with USB side, but I didn't think it would be. So, strange one. But I'm not worried about that. I don't need to go back into it at the moment, and if I do, BIOS and go from there. It's simple enough to do. That's a minor issue, really. Yeah, so it's a nice little board. Ridiculous. I had a laptop given to me by the radio club, a piece of junk, which didn't work. I've got all that working now. That's a nice job too, the very fuss. So actually, minutes must be up. So back to you there, Chris, from GW4GJA.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yep, you got the time out. I was watching the YSF and it was going to red. And, yeah, you finally timed out. I pressed it, and of course, yeah, the live stream must have caught up because you said it just as I time in the front. So, all good there. So, we're going to go round to Monty, 2W1TER.
Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo. Yeah, very Grossman, that was it. Who lives in a house like this? And all that stuff, yeah. Yeah, nice sources he does. Well, obviously he doesn't them. But, yeah, nobody's been to Shrewsbury then. Which is, what? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to do with my pies. I wish there were real pies, then I'd know what to do. We just had a new butcher's open up in town. Oh, mint steak pie, best ever. They don't put onions in it. It's just pure meat and gravy. Oh, they love it. So,
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, in Kensover, I managed to eat 2 slices of pizza and hang over the time out. I wouldn't have been able to get even a nibble in there, Monty. But I've been, well, Josh bought pizza. I thought they were a little bit longer than I thought they might have gone to Bristol. But yeah, they went to Aldi, and they other supermarkets available. And also the Domino's other pizza outlets available. I've got to say that now because of the YouTube. I had a meat feast. Thanks to Josh for that one. It meant I had something to eat. All really good there. Now I'm trying to figure out who I've just spoken to and where we're going. So we've done Monty, we're going to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Well, thanks, Chris. This is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. And, Stephen, I guess that you didn't catch my food porn from the first go-around, because I think it only came out on the live stream, and I think Chris heard it, but I don't think anybody else did, so I'm going to review it. First thing I want to say is I love salmon, especially the pan-fried grilled salmon like that. That is delicious. We try to eat quite a bit of fish here in the house, but it's been more than a day, so I may have to talk to the wife about getting some more of the salmon. One of the nice things about my wife going to culinary school is one of the guys that she graduated from culinary school stopped by the house the other day and brought us some biscuits. So these are your yeast roll biscuits. And what we did yesterday morning for breakfast was I had some beef tenderloin sliced and cooked, and so we put that in the biscuit and had a biscuit sandwich of beef tenderloin, which was melt in your mouth delicious, along with a nice big biscuit. Early in the week when my wife was feeling up to it, she made omelets. This had cheese, spinach, and some nice Spam in the omelet. A lot of people don't like Spam, but I do, and it tasted excellent. And that's our food porn for today, and I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much for the food porn there and repeating it. And yeah, I didn't hear it. I've got the live stream on, and of course the audio for cqnorthwest comes out of that browser window that you see it in with the bars going up and down on the live stream. That's where the audio comes from if you're watching the live stream. And of course, yeah, all I could see is those bars were still going, and I got the monitor for the PC on very low, so I can hear that I'm going out. So I could hear a little bit of a mumble going on, and I knew, of course, that the system had timed out because it had essentially hadn't reset and just carried on going. But it was due to such a long over. It's behaved itself this week. All good. So we go around Steve, 2W0.
On this radio that I'm talking on, so I was listening on another one, but I forgot to turn this one back on. And then when I turned it back on, it was on 2356 for some reason. So anyway, here now. Let me say, I've been doing a little spot of FDA. I've just dropped my book with all my notes. And the two local society have got Priuses, and they love them. One of them, I've been on a couple of trips with him. It is a very, very nice car. I like all the sort of tech in it and everything. But I just thought maybe, probably be the same as you, this may be the last car that we buy. Last until we don't want to drive anymore. And so I thought maybe go straight to electric, but it's very, very confusing. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and quite a lot of people that are proponents of electric cars say rather critical things about hybrids. And then, of course, lots of people who like petrol cars say those are very... So sometimes you don't know who to believe, do you? But there we are. So if anybody out there's got an electric car that they drive and got it, send them my way. I wouldn't consider a hybrid. I've got a Focus. You might have seen that on the live stream. We've always bought Ford cars over the years. They seem to be pretty reliable. They used to have a couple of factories here in South Wales, so I like that. They're both closed now. Of course, since Brexit, I don't think as much goes on in Britain anymore with Ford. I don't know. They probably still got a plant somewhere. But anyway, of course, manufacturers have got assembly lines in Britain, and I think the Nissan, although it's a little I may have timed out there. That's actually put together in Britain completely. The ones that are for sale in Britain, anyway. I think most of the parts are manufactured in Japan and then shipped over here, but they are put together in Britain. Okay, so back to you, Chris M7CCS from W.D.R.G in a group. Back to you.
Yeah, X7 Charlie Sierra. Well, yeah, you did time out there, and of course, yeah, you were talking about the electric car there, and there's only ever going to be one electric car. So, I've owned one, a radio-controlled one, because yeah, a radio-controlled one, because yeah, I don't think they're worth. But yeah, the funny thing this week, finding out as well, decided to research the capacity of a bus engine. And, yeah, you know, some of them are V8s, ones that can 9 litre. Thinking, hang on, it's meant to be good, but also then you're doubling the engine capacity and chucking more rubbish out. So then you're putting essentially the same as the original bus would be, the V8. But, yeah, it's all good there. The answer on that one, but of course, yeah, where's Colin when we need him as well? He got cluster consumption on buses as well. G0 there, Rod.
G0, you said back to the group, yeah. No, unfortunately, I can't help you with that, but I mean, buses, yeah, they do about 8 miles to the gallon or something like that, don't they? Horrendous, really. But my son-in-law, he bought a second-hand Volvo XC90. He absolutely loves it. It was an horrendous price. I think it was about £40,000 for a 3. And then he changed my daughter's car, the Volvo XC90, full battery. Sorry. full battery, and yeah, she loves it, and she really didn't want it. She didn't want, and she thought she'd really struggle with a bigger car. She's used to a little Ford KA, but yeah, she loves it, and for her kind of motoring, you know, she has to run the grandson into Cambridge for school and pick him up, and you know, she goes a whole week. And you know, it's not bad at all. But again, I think that was about £48,000. I saw something on a program on on electric versus petrol, and they were saying that the MG, which obviously is a cheap Chinese car, the petrol version is 17,000, and the exact same battery option is 31,000. So you know, what a difference! And they reckon that's purely because everybody wants one at the moment. So give it a click, back down to parity. Or possibly the petrol and diesel versions will drop out the market altogether. So I don't know. For the time being, I'm stuck with my 21-year-old Toyota Land Cruiser, and it's so very strong, and possibly they might have to bury me in it. M7CCS G0 user.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie, I said Toyota truck from Top Gear when we were talking BBC. And of course, yeah, Clarkson, me and Hammond. But of course, yeah, they put that Toyota truck for everything, and they were only allowed to use spanners and to get it going again, weren't they? And it survived. So yeah, that's what I thought of the Land Cruiser there. But yeah, those MGs, of course, yeah, they charge pretty quick as well. But of course, yeah, if it charges quick, the battery can deteriorate. But the one thing, it's a little experiment for anyone who's got a lithium battery from an old mobile phone. Go outside, put it in a round dish, bend it in half, but make sure you're wearing a glove, and see what happens. That's what I as well. We've already got, haven't we? Really, so yeah, it's kind of like that's the thing. But yeah, some people do prefer them, some people don't. But they're trying to make us change. So we go over to Andy, 2W0 LEPD.
Zero Alpha Papa Delta, returning to the group. Yeah, I'm still on a diesel car. We're going to have to go the long distance, and yeah, electric isn't going to cut it. And Man's got an electric car, and I've jumped in it with him, and he's giving me a little demo, waking it performs, and I'm just thinking, yeah, I'm sticking with my diesel. Diesel's not the best. If anything, I'll probably go back to a petrol engine because it's a bit cheaper. But each their own. But different circumstances, different uses. So it's totally fair and understandable for you to run around for town that electric's the way to go. Charging's interesting. The back is interesting. So see what happens with temperatures, and yeah, the batteries don't charge as well and they start to play up. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I don't think we're fully ready yet. I was holding out electric engine, same kind of storage. It's just the fuel. But yeah, I don't think we're quite ready for it yet. I think we're still a few more years in diesel and petrol before we stuff isn't just quite right at the moment, and especially why justify the high cost when after 10 years you've then got to dispose of a useless car or vehicle. That's my point of view. Sorry if I've offended anyone, but yeah, I'll check it back to the group. To Delta.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. I don't know whether it's a TNK trying to go across while you were talking there, or you might have put a hotspot, and it might be quite close to the frequency and transmitting something. But it was like it was stopping you getting in. You were coming across, you were audible, but there was the odd little blip of a drop, and it was solid into the network. It was just there was that odd blip. Sometimes it can happen if you've got, say, another hotspot running on a similar frequency, and it's basically, chirping up there. So just to let you know that, Andy, but otherwise all fully audible. So, we've gone past the 9 o'clock mark, so it looks like we're going to go round for the last over and 7-3s. So, sorry for the cough, everybody. Yeah, choking on that pizza there. Eating and running the net. It's not good, is it? Need a drink too. So, we go round to GW4GJA for his last over and 7-3. We'll get the 7-3 on the end just before the 3 minutes. Hi. Over to you there, Ken.
Yeah, okay. From Ken here, Massachusetts, from GW4GJA, yeah, quick comments then. Yes, electric cars, yes, well, I'm not in the market for any of those at the moment. I've still got my Bilingo. It's a few years old now. It's very useful because I've got a mobility scooter that I use for my wife. We borrowed one, somebody loaned it to us because we were thinking of buying one, and we don't get any financial help from the state or anything like that, so I don't get a penny. So that's why I keep the Bilingo going at the moment. It's been useful for that so far. And I was just reading they're going to possibly change the road tax to a penny, to pay per mile. The figure quoted was 15p per mile. That surely can't be right. That means that the holiday I did in Scotland would have cost me £300 in road tax. If that was the case, that's going to be ridiculous. Yes, this makes you think, doesn't it? Oh my, one of those things. Yeah, so anyway, that's the situation there, because I have to watch my pennies, because my income's been half of what it was when I was working, so, and collapsed. So there we are. But we're okay, we're all right, not a problem. Just have to be sensible in life. But no, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm 77 now, so we'll carry on driving. I know my wife loves driving, so I've got to keep the car for her sake at least. Or keep a car going. Anyway, I could say a bit more, but 3 minutes to be up. So I wish you all 73s. Thanks for running the net tonight, Chris. All the best to you, and thanks again. From Golf Whiskey 4, Golf Juliet Alpha, Massachusetts.
Yep, 7-3 to you there, Ken. All good there. And, of course, yeah, we'll hear from you again. That Bilingo, well, it could be because of the age of the one I'm thinking of. But, of course, pre-fuel injection, they're fun. Especially when you just put vegetable oil in them, and then a little bit of diesel, because it runs eco. You've got to put a bit of diesel in before the MOT, otherwise you get zero emissions. Done that with the older Bilingos. Yeah. But of course, yeah, they won't de-tax it down or anything on the tax bracket because of the car's age. Yeah, we're quite lucky. Our tax is £35, and that's the whole year. But the Colt that we had before, well, we've still got the Colt, but the Colt's car tax, yeah, I think it's about £60, and that's for 6 months. Yeah, it's to do with the age of the car, and they believe that if they're newer, then they're greener. So we go round to Monty, 2W1TER, and yeah, round to you there.
Yeah, 2 Whiskey 1 Tango Echo. Some years ago now, I had a Honda Jazz. I think it was a Jazz hybrid. Gorgeous looking car. You get inside, turn the dash on, it was like something out of Star Trek. There was like eco boost systems, and the dash changed colour the better you drove. Oh, it was a beautiful car. That was a hybrid. Not a problem with it. Perfect. I had one bloke who was bloody hybrids of that, and I was like, mate, it's no different to a train. We've had hybrid trains since the 40s with electric diesels, so why is people whinging about them now because they're in a car? Generators have been using them. They've been used all over the world, hybrids. So, yeah, get a hybrid. And just get 100 miles to the gallon out of it. And it'll self-charge. You don't have to worry about having chargers fitted in your house or three-phase electricity upgrades on your property or anything. You just drive up the road and he charges. He charged on braking. It was brilliant. Absolutely. And I'd love another one. If I get through this and I'm a bit weaker, I will be in that. But if I need a car and I get rid of the van, I'd have no qualms getting a hybrid. Not a penny. Not a problem. Beautiful car. You've got the option then to switch to electric or petrol yourself, so you can do whatever you want. But like, if you live in the countryside and you've got lots of miles to do, get a hybrid. If you're a long distance trucker, get diesel. If you only pop to the shops and back, get electric. It's right tools for the job, isn't it? I mean, you can't complain and say, "Oh, I've got an electric car, but I do fine." Yeah, timed out. I don't care. But yeah, no, hybrid. Perfect vehicle for everyday use. Anyway, yeah, 2 Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo, and in the back control and giving you all 7 threes.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, hybrid, yeah, it is a way to go, I suppose, from your experience there. I remember in Wales, some of the taxis were hybrid when I used to go in taxis, and that was a long time ago. But of course, yeah, every time I ever got in one, it was never running on the electric, it was always on the petrol. But, yeah. So, we're going to go round to Michael now, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, round to you for your last over and 7-3.
Thanks, Chris. This is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, and I have to back up Molly as far as the hybrid. I looked at the electrics also, and I didn't want to put a charging station in my home, and so that's the reason I went hybrid. And yes, if you're just cruising around town, most of the time you are on the electric. Unless you're like my wife, who keeps her foot on the gas pedal too hard, and it does kick the gas part of the engine in. But if you're just cruising through town at 30 miles an hour or so, then most of the time you're running off the electricity, and when we pump the brakes, it actually charges the battery. So the battery stays charged most of the time when we use it. Now again, if you're a little bit on the lead-footed side, it's going to run the gas. But so that's my take on it, and do what you will with it, Stephen. I hope you find a nice car for the years to come. Enjoy the net tonight, and enjoy talking with everybody and listening to everybody's comments. And hopefully we'll have a good week this next week and return next Saturday. 73 to everybody from Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Yep, 7-3 to you there, Michael, and thanks very much there. So we're going to go round to Steve now, 2W0VOG. Round to you there for your last over and 7-3.
2W0 VOG returning. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, one thing I'd like to comment to you, Chris. Take a can of petrol outside and throw a match in it and see what happens then. But you know, you drive around in a petrol car, don't you? So yeah, they do have fires sometimes, but I think modern electric cars have cooling systems on the batteries and things like that. So I think the fire problems are few and far between. But as I say, petrol cars catch fire quite often. I've seen a few cars in full blaze at the side of the road in the last year. So that you've probably driven in as a taxi, Chris, I would guess they'd be Priuses, because they are the favourite for taxi drivers, and they don't really work on electric. They can only do 25 miles, I think, on the battery. The battery just cuts in as you're driving along and boosts the, drives a little engine and boosts the petrol engine. So it increases the efficiency like mad, so you get much better miles per gallon, like about 70 odd or something like that, perhaps even more. But I think nowadays there are a lot of hybrid cars which do work more on electric, and ones that you can plug in and charge as well as work hybrid. The other thing is Formula One race cars are hybrid, so take Monty's point there about they've been around for ages and they're not like a new amazing thing really. They've been going for a long time. Anyway, thank you for all the advice about cars. Like I say, I'll probably not be able to make my mind up and just stick with what I've got at the moment for a year or so, and I've got to persuade the wife as well. So anyway, 73 to everybody, really interesting tonight. Thank you especially to Chris for being net controller, and see you. Oh no, I probably won't be on next week because I am going to the Hamfest in Newark. I don't know what time I'll be back. I might see if I can take the hotspot in the car maybe, but I'll probably be driving home while the net is on, so I probably won't be able to do it. So anyway, okay, 73 to everyone, and back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, I was just thinking, I was making things up then while you were speaking, naughty of me. But you were saying, yeah, you probably wouldn't be on there. I was thinking, yeah, you could use Echolink or whatever. But of course, yeah, you'll have the XYL in the car, and it'll probably be up to what the audio track is. Hi. So we'll go round to D.R.G 0 EUZ.
G0UZ, back to the group. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a very good night. Apart from a couple of hiccups there in the beginning, but yeah, been very enjoyable, and thanks for running it, Chris. And yeah, I shall have an early night tonight. I didn't have my afternoon nap. I was busy with other things, so I'll have an early night instead. So we'll say 7-3s, everybody. It's been nice to hear Ken on. Not heard him for a while, or Monty. So there we go. M7CCS, D0, EUZ. Night, everybody.
Mike 7, Charlie, yep, 7-3 there, Rod. So next we're going to go around to Andy, 2W0APD for his 7-3. And Hans will be waking up and they'll be over at the end, hi. Over to you, Andy.
Two Whiskey Zero, Alpha Papa Delta, returning to the group for the finals. Hope everyone has a great rest of the weekend. I'll keep it short. Everyone probably wants to get off or go to bed or do whatever, but over and out. Alpha Papa Delta. Cheers, Chris. Yes, I probably screwed that up, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. But it's okay. It's late at night for us, isn't it? Well, I suppose it's only 9 o'clock, but it depends on the amount of turns on the coil, doesn't it? But yeah, I've got 40 on mine. But yeah, of course, some of the others have got more coils on there that are in the net there. Well, there's 42 on mine. But some of the others have got more coils on there, and yeah, the grey matter sets in as well. But it's all okay. So, yeah, what was I going to do? Even my grey matter's setting in now because, yeah, I've got to go to the end screen, and thanks everybody for watching. And of course, in the net tonight we had GW4G Monty, we had WA5 RIP Michael, we had MW0RHD Bob, we had 2W0V EUZ Rod, 2W0APD Andy, and MW7 SMA Steve was in, N6UTC was listening, and MW7FRN was listening in China via the YouTube. So 7-3 there, and of course, yeah, we've got Paul Weaver, who's just got on Echolink M7SOP. Let's let him have an over, and before I close down the live stream, over to SOP, and I'll get you in the log.
Yeah, from my son, Papa. I currently forgot the Ragchew Net. I last used it back in 2020. Your code is the year that I qualified with my M7. So, for some reason, today, the YouTube channel reminded me rather late that the net's on. I got here tonight. Anyway, I'm going to leave it short because you were just all go so great. So, thanks for letting me in, and sorry I turned up late.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, not a problem there, and yeah, write it down for next week, 1930, Paul. And of course, yeah, I was, we continue with the end bit there, we'll let you have an over there, Paul, while it was still live as well, and it helps you know what your audio's like and things like that. So, yeah, 7-3 to everybody. Listen out for Sooty on the same network, no live stream, no, on a Monday and a Wednesday afternoon. From, I'm trying to think now, 4:30 p.m, so that's, no, it's 16:30, yeah, 16:30, you've got Sooty for the afternoon net on a Monday and a Wednesday. I've been Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, 7-3 all. I'm now going to actually end the live stream if I can get the correct mouse, so, yep, 7-3 all. Catch you later in the week.